Hello, everyone here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 on Alma, Missouri. Here, since last episode, we finished up all the planting work we were working on there, and then went ahead and skipped time to the month of July here. We already have a couple fields ready to harvest here, so we're going to get started on that here this episode. First things first, though. We do have a hayfield that is ready to be mowed here as well. So, and yeah, well, obviously, as you can tell, we need to get some bales off this field. So I'm going to let auto drive get started on that. It should be set up to run course play, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that is on. Hopefully that's the case anyway. Oop. And then I've got to get the Ford off the field here. Now, the reason the Ford is sitting on the field there, Evan, is I ended up having to switch tractors here in between episodes. This Ford and the planter were just not, well, I say planter, the seeder, right? Yeah, the seeder just were not getting along. So I had to take the seeder there, the blue contraption there off the Ford. I know someone in the comments here said, the blue combination looks good. I do actually kind of have to agree with that. The blue tractor with the blue seeder, that's actually not terrible looking, right? But unfortunately, the blue tractor and the blue seeder were not getting along real well. So, yeah. Ended up switching. I actually don't remember what tractor did I put on. I think I put the John Deere on it. Yeah, actually, I think the John Deere is still attached to it. So yeah, that is the tractor I put on it there. The John Deere 8R. So yeah, we'll just drive this back up here for now. Oh, and maybe once we get upgrade our planters, then maybe we can now look at using that tractor again here. But yeah, well, yeah. Even the John Deere and this planter don't exactly get along either, by the way. I'm having issues with that as well, but at least it works. Let's put it that way. So, okay, anyway, let's go grab a combine here. Let's get a combine fired up. I figure we'll start with, I think that's the oat field, right? Field 2. If I remember correctly, that was oats, right? Yes. And then both of our, what is this here again? Spinach. Gonna think of the name of it there for a minute. Both of our spinach fields are ready to harvest. Yeah. Okay, then. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. The reason I say that is obviously we do not have a harvester here. Is that the vehicle I was getting in? You didn't think so. Like, how do I go from here to there? There we go. I have no idea. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, we don't have a harvester for the spinach there yet, Evan, so we'll see how that goes. Oh, that reminds me, though, speaking of no harvester, obviously we need some money for harvester. Again, planning on probably financing that one. But I would also like to increase the working speed of our productions here as well. Namely, we are making pizza here, of course. We'll get our draper head hooked up here a minute. Okay, in between episodes there, I was downloading a couple of different mods here. Oh, well, that reminds me, actually, you know what? Do I have a... Yeah, I do actually have a tractor on that sprayer, don't I? Yes. Let's see what's here. Well, I guess it's not actually attached. But I think we need to run this sprayer down to the shop, but I don't think I can adjust it here. I believe we got to take it down to the shop. Actually, you know what? Shop, or is there... No, there's a workshop over here. I might be able to do it at the workshop here. I downloaded the working speed mod. For those of you who remember that mod back in Farming Simulator 22, it allowed you to adjust the working speed of a mod. And I don't know about you folks, this sprayer here needs some serious adjustment to its working speed. And it is quite atrocious otherwise. So, let's see if we can change that here. I'm assuming I could probably adjust it here, I would think. Customize, yes. And then working speed, we need to like crank that up. So it looks like 13.1. Hey, that's probably, to be honest, nice if it went a little bit faster, but I will take it, right? Everyone will take it. Let's customize. Yes, please. $0 for that change. Cool. So there we go, one. That solves at least a little bit of the complaint here with the sprayer. Again, my preference maybe would be a little bit faster, but being that it's so slow to begin with, that's all the working speed mod will allow us to adjust it to, right? think it allows like plus or minus 6 miles an hour or something like that. I think, Evan, that's what the working speed mod does. Or it may, I don't know, maybe it's percentage based. I'm not entirely sure, but something like that, Evan. I cannot, okay. Cannot see where we're going here. I think we got a large shed. We're kind of all over the place there, backing that one up. Okay, we'll call that good here for the moment. Probably good with this as well, I would assume. Actually, you know what? I think that actually might be going down. I'm wondering if it's unloading itself here every so often. I don't know, maybe it is. No idea. Oh, good. You should be heading back for another load. Oh, speaking of the load, we're going to go fill the combine up here with a load, hopefully. Let's start harvesting some oats. And, yeah, once all the bales are off the field here, then we can start mowing that field there again. And we'll just, yeah, mow it and wrap it again. That's, need to fold out the harvester. And then while we're at it here, let's head over to our production screen here where we see the pizzeria going. We are making pizza. Yes, and we can change the productivity here. One other thing I want to do here as well, I've also got the mod that lets us control where the productions go. I'm not entirely sure. You know, I think it just automatically does it, right? I was going to check that one and make sure that our, you know, like our flour, for example, is only going to, is it the pizzeria? Yeah. Hopefully it's only going to the pizzeria. I'm not sure if there's any other factories that take flour or not on this map. I'd have to, you know, go look, right? Ketchup too. I don't know if there's any other places that take ketchup or not, but ideally, you know, it's all going to the pizzeria here. And speaking of the pizzeria, let's crank up that productivity. Can we go? Can I go all the way to 300? Hey, ooh, and no. Wrong way. 300, yes, please. So, not a whole lot of control there, is there? 100, 120, 150, 200. Be nice if it was like a 250 or something if you wanted, right? I don't know, maybe. Just go 30. We're going to, well, 30. 300, I should say. Yeah, I know my numbers. 300%. Let's crank up the productivity on that. I might have to change the rest of these as well. We'll see once here. Although, if you notice, Evan, like, we got quite a bit of... Actually, no, we don't have quite a bit of cheese. Maybe I should crank this cheese production up a little low. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Cheese is barely keeping up, isn't it? Ketchup, though. Ketchup is having, like, no problems keeping up. So I like the ketchup. I don't think we need to turn that up at all. Speaking of the ketchup here, why is the ketchup... Or sorry, not the ketchup, dairy. Now, we got plenty of milk, so... That's definitely not the issue. I think we should probably crank this up. Let's do like 200% on this one, see what happens. If it starts filling up, we can slow it back down. That is actually kind of nice, Evan. So obviously our main product here, trying to do the pizza, right? I can crank that up to the max. And then if I have to, I can slow these other ones up or down here just to like, hey, we don't need as much, right? The other option too would be nice, just like sell the excess. I don't know. We need probably like a mod or something for that. I don't know. Maybe a mod like that exists. I'm not sure. I just realized I hired a worker on this, didn't I? Cool. I guess we're harvesting that, aren't we? I was busy looking at pizza. I'm getting hungry now, right, everyone? Well, I suppose since we got a hired worker going on this, we should probably go locate a grain cart. That was easy. Like, yeah, we need a grain cart. There's a grain cart. Out of curiosity, is that a hired worker working out and picking up bales here? Nope, I'm right in front of him. There he is right there. Let me get out of his way here. Okay, field 8, huh? Well, we are on field 1, so let's switch this around. Field 1, tractor wait. Field 1, unload. tractor. Yeah, field 1 tractor weight, field 1 tractor unload. That should be good. What do you mean you can't reach the tractor weight? Insert some degrading comments about auto drive's mental capacity. Anyway. Okay. And switch you over to field 1 weight as well. I suppose I should get a truck going here too, shouldn't I? Okay. Let's see once here. Truck-wise. Yeah. Hopefully this is not too tall for the grain cart here. Always I'll have to switch trucks and trailers around here. Okay, grain silo. No, we want... Actually kind of switch these around here a little bit. Main farm. Grain silo load unload point there. And then we were doing from... Actually, you know what? No, it's not going to be that one. It's going to be field 1. Field 1 truck weight. I don't remember if I've renamed them all at this point. But you can kind of tell some of the ones I've done. If it says truck weight, yep, I've changed that one. You know, 7, 8, 9 truck weight. Those I've changed, obviously, all those. Looks like those are the only ones here so far that I'm seeing. Is there... Yeah, 7, 8, 1... 9. There should be one for 2 as well, right? Or maybe I didn't change 2 yet. Must not have. Nope. So yeah, just got to remember the ones under the fields column here. Those are the ones for the truck. And then the ones kind of under the default column are for the tractor. And I've tried to name them as such as well. That, again, that's just how I name it. Evan. For those of you playing with auto drive, you know, whatever naming sequence works for you, right? That's not, there we go. There's the combine. That's what I was trying to go after. Looks like the tractor's working on the baler. Excellent. Ooh, and I just noticed the fuel level on the combine here. Getting a little low. And also we're getting a little full in the tank. Excellent. Speaking of mods, by the way, I've been perusing through the list of mods over on the official Farming Simulator mod hub. I found a mod that varies your yield, or basically a yield variation mod. Anywhere from, I think it was at 0.5 all the way up to 2.5 times. So potentially get 2.5 times the yield here. You know, the idea being you just kind of get, I don't know if it's random or... I wanted to look into that mod a little more yet. For anyone out there, if you've used that mod, let me know. I'm curious how it works. Obviously, I'm not trying it here yet. But that is something I've long said. It would be nice if Giants had some variability to the yields, right? Like, based on certain conditions. Like, hey, we did not get any rain this year in the game. Crops are going to be a little poor, you know? Or, hey, we got perfect rains. The weather was great. You know, we're getting way better yield this year. You know, like some variation, right? There's really, well, there isn't any. There's no variation as far as yields are really concerned, Kevin, unless you do something wrong with your field. You know, if you don't have it fully fertilized, lime, whatever, weeds, then yes, you will end up some variation. But those are all factors that are well within one's control. So... like I said, not really any sort of yield verifying, you know, or, yeah. Randomness in the yield. That's, yeah, put it that way, right? Speaking of yield, though, looks like we are looking pretty good on the yield here this time around. Nothing to complain about there. Hey, at least, you know, if we were to get that mod, I'm going to get a poor yield, then we can complain about that, right? Wow, very solid nitrogen application across that field, isn't it? Definitely see a little more variability on 8. I definitely like... what happened here? Huh. I have no idea what happened there. Looks like we didn't finish that field. Okay. And you know what? I thought I sprayed this field. I put lime on it. Might have been lime. No, I thought I put fertilizer on it. Maybe I did lime too. I don't remember now. Might have done both. This is definitely a little bit more messed up, that's for sure. Oh boy. You definitely have the potential for ending up with some very wacky numbers if you don't turn on, like, or well, actually, maybe I should say turn off a couple of the options here in the settings for, I guess, Giants typically considers them realism. So the precision farming settings here, realistic spread pattern, and wait a minute, I thought I turned these off. Yeah, didn't I turn these off? Starters apply a different amount of fertilizer or lime on the outside compared to the inside. I'm not sure if that setting should be on or off on that one. Gotta think about that one some more. We'll just leave it like that for now. But yeah, you definitely want to play around with those settings. Otherwise, you're definitely going to end up with some weird fertilizer here. Like I said, looking at field 9, definitely very consistent. Field 2 is, I was going to wait a minute. Field 2 is soybeans, doesn't need fertilizer. Yeah, don't even get me started on that one. And then, yeah, field 8's pretty consistent. Got a little variability, right? Definitely have to question some of Giant's realism settings. We discussed it here. Was it last episode or a couple episodes ago? So we won't discuss it here again, but I just realized I still have not taken over for this hired worker, have I? We'll let him finish this pass, and we'll take over here. There's not a whole lot of difference, to be honest, with riding along with a hired worker versus, using auto drive, or not auto drive, the steering lines, right? The only difference would be every time we get to a new line, I'd have to readjust like the hired worker's doing here. Oh, while we're at it here, what is that harvester going to cost us here again? And the harvester I'm, of course, talking about is the spinach, which apparently I went past it. Where's our spinach harvester here? Spinach! 635,000. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to, like, afford that outright. Would be kind of nice, like a finance mod, like, hey, can we put some money down? Like, hey, I'll put 100 grand down and we get a lower payment. Is that like an option? Unfortunately not, but okay, let's steering assist, please. Oh, that is one headland. Okay, we're just gonna like pick one and cut through the field here then. Looks like a good starting point if you ask me. And just a reminder here, by the way, Evan, if you haven't clicked that subscribe button, don't forget to do so. Always very much appreciated. And, of course, stay tuned here for the next exciting harvest of spinach. I don't remember if we've done spinach here on 25 here. Not probably have. I'm going to have to assume maybe, but I don't recall exactly. Evan. Oh, we've done some of those crops, just not all of them. And I have, for those you wonder, I have done carrots as well, by the way. I think it was just carrots. I don't think I've done any of the other, what's the other ones here? Carrots, parsnips, and turnips, right? No. Yeah, turnips. Is that the one? Which one is it here again? Oh, beets. It's beets. Okay, yep. So beets. And then, yeah, carrots and parsnips. I've done, I believe it's the carrots. As I've discussed before, Evan, we will never ever be doing those again. And I would suggest anyone watching, if you're maybe thinking about doing it, go get yourself checked in at the nearest psychiatrist. Get yourself one of those nice straight jackets to put on, and yeah, lock yourself in a room and throw the key away. Yep, that'd be my best suggestion for anyone thinking about doing carrots or beets or parsnips. And then I would also maybe suggest the person that thought of these crops should maybe go lock themselves away and definitely, throw the key away from that one. Like, don't ever let that person out again. For those of you who have harvested any one of those 3 crops, you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So, we'll just leave it at that. For those of you who've never harvested those crops before, consider yourself extremely fortunate. I'm curious here, by the way, for those of you who watched, anyone out there if you've harvested the beets, carrots, or parsnips, like, how'd it go? And then more importantly, like, now that you've done them, are you going to harvest parsnips, carrots, or beets again? Like, is anyone doing it for a second time? Yeah, now we gotta wait for the grain cart to pull up here, everyone. Hey, get out of the field here. We're not done harvesting yet. Better not be eating any of that standing grain there now. I know real life, everyone, in my garden here at the moment, having a real problem with raccoons getting into my sweet corn. Oh, come on, now where's he going? Nope. Oh, crap. Yeah, don't do that. I was just saying, too, you got to make sure you stay in the combine. Otherwise, yeah, if you get out of the combine, everyone, auto drive will quit coming to you. And unfortunately, I can't, like, hire a worker here at this point, because once you're full, the game won't let you hire a worker. Always used to be one of my sneaky tricks there back in previous versions of the game, right? Like, I fill up, okay, just throw a hired worker on in a minute. That will keep the auto drive call, so auto drive will keep on coming to the combine, but then I can, like, tab away and, you know, check on something, look at something else, right? Oh, I guess we can go check and see how our pizzeria is doing here while we're waiting. Are any more pizzas coming out? I guess we really can't tell, can we? We are cranking at 3%, so... cycles per month, 3,600. Is that the 300%, or is that, are we doing 300% times 3,600? Probably should have looked at that. Oh, well. I'm not sure if that's the actual number, or we got to multiply that by 3. 300%, by the way, for those of you doing your math, would be times 3. I know some of you folks out there like the math, right? Okay, well, let's load up some comments here in a moment. See what you folks had to say here for a last episode. A reminder again, always enjoy reading all your comments. So if you got something to say, throw it down below. Starting off with the first comment here from Dustin. Dustin was saying, good video. Oh, and Dustin, you just left that comment 6 minutes ago here, I see. Like, I was already recording this episode while you were creating that message. Or at least when you posted it anyway. Christopher was saying, good video, and baby April, keep it up. Have you sprayed any manure lately? You know what? We have not. That might be something we could get into on this map, everyone. We might end up having to just, like, you know, buy the manure. But here again, I mean, as I've kind of talked about before, and maybe it's changed here in 25. Maybe it has. I haven't, you know, really tried it. But typically in the past, when you never get enough manure from animals to actually use. At least do a field with it anyway. You know, you might get enough manure to make a pass up and down the field, and that's it. Like, really? I'm assuming one of our tankers over there, well, silos, I should call them, our loading silos will let us buy manure. At least liquid manure, anyway. I don't know about solid manure, but... AZ Coyotes fan was saying, great video, thank you. And thank you very much for that as well. Continuing on, and boy, what a good looking planter setup. All pretty blue. It's okay if green is a better color. Oh, green is obviously a much better color if you ask me, you know. That's the best color right there. But yes, AZ Coyotes fan, his comment is the one I was mentioning when we started recording this episode. The good-looking blue setup there, the good-looking blue planting setup. Tenu was saying, good video. Thank you very much for that. I don't remember if I've read this comment here or not. Well, actually, based on the time, I shouldn't. I don't think I did. Mike was saying, You can go to the PF mod, go to the vehicle section, go to John Deere file, find the sprayer, and change the working speed yourself to what you want it to be. Can you do that with precision? Maybe you can do that with precision farming. Maybe you can. But yes, like Mike said, on most vehicles, you can, if you know what you're doing, get in the XML files and adjust the working speed, at least on mods anyway. Being that precision farming. Is precision farming a mod or a DLC, though? You know what, now that I think about it, I'm not entirely sure. And if it, if it is a DLC, it's technically a free one, right? But, because, yeah, DLCs, you're not allowed to get into any of the content there and modify any of that stuff, unfortunately. But for those of you maybe not quite as good with editing mods, there is the working speed mod that allows you to adjust the working speed in the game. So as you've seen a few moments ago here, we adjusted the working speed on that sprayer. Now we should be able to go like 13 miles an hour. Much better, bud. Much better, right? Speaking of that sprayer there as well, Kentucky Farmer was also saying in real life you run 12 to 15 miles per hour depending on the field. Exactly, yeah. None of this 7 mile per hour nonsense, right? It's unfortunate, but that's kind of the way Giants has always been here in the game when it comes to a lot of the sprayer stuff. They set it to 7 miles an hour. I mean, we can plant, cultivate, plow. We can literally, I think, do every other single job. Well, except for harvesting, I guess. Harvesting is limited to 6, but like literally every single other job, I believe, is like faster than spraying, right? Just absolutely ridiculous. Dustin was saying, good video. Thank you very much for that. Let's see, I should have paid more attention. Was there any more down? I think that was done down at that end, wasn't it? Checking the map. Yes, we're done down at that end. Okay, so once we get here, turn around. Now, once we turn around here, too, I should probably get the pipe out because we're getting close to being full. There we go. Turn it around. Well, but speaking of time here, looks like we're about full on that as well here this episode. So that you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Till next time.